But we're gonna go ahead and get into another one. Yeah. What's up, guys? We got another video today. It's a 90 Day Fiance video. Now, I love 90 Day Fiance. Low key. Me and a lot of friends, we used to like watch them and just get together and take parlays on people. Like, if people would stay together, if people would like do whatever. It's like the best time. I'm not gonna lie, it's so fun. But I haven't been keeping up with the recent series. Uh, so apparently there's this guy that got scammed out of $40,000 on 90 Day Fiance. You know what I mean? There's a joke actually with one of my friends who was he actually did just fly in his actual fiance from the Philippines um not too long ago, which is pretty interesting. It was cool. But we were joking about, like, oh, you gonna go on the show? Because we always be watching it together. But yeah, it's fun. But actually, a real thing, because he could have signed up. I sent him the application, but yeah, because I'm so far, I think the only one of us that has actually like followed through on going on one of these dating shows. Uh, but I don't know, maybe kind of lost his chance on this one, but maybe another friend will. Who knows? But we're gonna go ahead and get into the video. I'm yapping a lot. Let's
From
do
a
it.
hard-working nail technician with a big heart
Hardworking
She makes
nail
me feel
tech.
special. She is my soulmate.
to reality TV's most delusional romantic,
So every time I get a
Delusional
paycheck, I send her
romantic.
money.
Why?
Over the years, I've sent $40,000 to
Okay.
Maria.
It's not unreasonable.
this is the delusional story of Caesar Mack, a man whose desperate search for love turned him into the franchise's most pitiful figure. When Caesar Mack first appeared on our screens in 2019, viewers thought they were meeting a sweet, innocent man who just wanted to find love.
Doesn't he? Is he not that? Why are they saying that?
But
Is he a
his
demon?
descent into delusion began long before he
Oh,
appeared on
delusion.
television.
Hey,
For 5
delusional.
years, he had been sending money to Maria Divine, a Ukrainian
Is she
woman
real?
he met on a dating website that catered specifically to men looking for women in
She's
Eastern
Ukrainian.
Over the years, I've sent.
I don't know. Ukrainian women can be really
to
sweet
Maria.
though.
And it
There's
was a
been
paid service
there's
ad
been
where
plenty of
users
other
could
like
send
Ukrainian women on this show even that have been cool. So like, why are they dogging on him specifically? Is there like, is she like catfishing? What's going on?
messages and gifts to women overseas, often for a fee. Caesar had spent years messaging Maria
What's
through
going on?
the platform, showering her with compliments and sending
Okay.
her flowers to keep the connection alive.
You could
Okay.
buy flowers, candy. Then it's up to the girl whether she wants to respond. This is the card and the flowers that I sent
Oh,
her
that's
with
like
my
through an
email
app.
and my phone number on it.
Calling it a relationship would be generous, but it was more like a one-sided financial arrangement
So he just sent her
disguised
stuff.
as a romance. The facts were simple and heartbreaking. Caesar, a 46-year-old nail technician from North Carolina, was sending
Oh, he's
Maria
a nail tech.
$800 every 2 weeks. He did this
$800
religiously.
bi-weekly. That's $1,600 a month. That's like a whole bill. Especially she's in Eastern Europe, bro. She's about to be eating good.
Working 7 days a week at
Hold on. Let's actually look into that real quick. Oops.
every 2 weeks. Nail technician from North
Okay. Well, let's look it up actually. Let's go to Google. How much is 1,600 USD to what is their currency? We'll just say Ukrainian currency. In Ukraine. 69,000. So that's 69,000. What can you do with 69,000? What is the average monthly income of Ukrainian in Ukraine? Let's see that. In the Ukraine. What the ain't no way. Average monthly salary is like, oh, okay, that's not that bad actually. It's not crazy. So average, I guess the median, right? The median is 533. And the average is like, oh, okay. So he's basically giving her like double what the average monthly income is. That's pretty cool, I guess. He's really taking care of her. Yeah, see, I knew she was gonna be eating. I was like, yeah, convert that
North
currency.
Carolina was sending Maria $800 every 2 weeks. He did this religiously, working
Okay.
7 days a week at his salon, saving every tip just to keep the money flowing to a woman.
Okay, now he's kind of a fool. I'm not gonna lie. Love people who work hard. I'm a hard worker. I work harder than probably like 95% of the people you know and probably will know. But you got to be smart with the money that you're like that you're actually working for and putting towards stuff. Cause like if he's just making it and straight sending it to her, he's not like saving it, not investing it into anything. He is gambling. He's not even like investing in like an I guess he's kind of investing. Um, if this girl is like serious, right? It's kind of an investment because he's investing in his wife, his future partner. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that's like you don't know her, you never met her. She's basically has nothing, no like ties to you, no connections to you, no like incentive to like help you or anything like that. But he's just like sending her all this money. I don't have to explain why this is dumb, but like think about it like this, right? If he was instead saving or investing that extra money and into things that like pay him dividends or pay him some kind of ROI, he could then take whatever that is and then give that to her. So that way, even if that like folds over, that's just extra money. And see, he still has the engine. You know what I mean? He's basically taking his engine and giving her the engine instead of keeping the engine and giving her gas from the engine. That makes sense. I'm being, yeah, I'm just, this is how I think, but
He had
oh,
never met
he's
her
being
perfect.
financially irresponsible. I hope that it doesn't blow up in his face, but ultimately that's gonna be a risk when you do stuff like this.
Person. Maria had made her demands crystal clear from the beginning.
What are the
She told Caesar
demands?
she didn't want to work in Ukraine because the country was too corrupt.
Oh, so she
If
wants to
he
move
wanted to
here.
be with her, he needed to support her financially. She even gave him an ultimatum that should have been
Oh, she said she didn't want to work in Ukraine. She didn't say she didn't want to live in Ukraine. So she still wants to live there, but or does she want to come here? Obviously not, right? She probably wants to just dip and then come there.
a massive red
That's what I'm
flag.
imagining.
If he
Why would she want to work here though? It's corrupt here too. Granted, there are like you can work for like family members or like friends of your family or whatnot, people that you trust, people that are like running good businesses or like mom and pop shops, stuff like that. But we're like good corporations that are actually running things like with their employees in mind as important parts of the company. But hey, I'm not the one to tell you go get a job because I don't like working for. I don't like working for these people, man. I'm gonna be so honest. It depends on like the person's character completely, like the stuff that they're doing. It's a whole thing for me. It's a whole thing. I've had to separate from multiple jobs because people were operating like crazily. There's this one company. It was this trucking company that I was working with, delivering like chicken to like Popeyes and like all these other things like maduros and like chicken and stuff to like Golden Corral. Basically, a bunch of different restaurants. We would deliver their food to in like these big refrigerated trucks, right? And basically, if you're a truck driver, you already know that like with certain size of trucks and certain trucks, like these are refrigerator trucks, you have certain things that you have to do to maintain the truck on a regular basis. You know, you got to do like pre-trip inspections and stuff like that. And so, like when I was working there, I quickly noticed that a lot of people were cutting a lot of corners and they weren't doing like the proper things. But it wasn't necessarily because they were just bad at their job. What I have found out was because the management was actually kind of they were kind of washy about it and they're kind of incentivizing speed over effectiveness. And in a job like that, that cannot fly. You're playing with people's food. You're like, the chicken, the proper temperature has to be stored. They always stress the temperature on the chicken and whatnot, which is good. But there was a bunch of stuff that I feel like people could have tightened up on, and I spoke up about it. And I was like, I didn't let them press me, like, because they were like, you gotta get these, um, you gotta get these as quick as you can. You gotta really start knocking these out. And I'm just like, okay, well, do you want it done right or do you want it done fast? And then there were a couple of conversations that happened after that, and then we eventually decided they had called me up one day, and then we talked about it, and then I was just like, yeah, that we were done. It was I wasn't gonna work there because I didn't like the way that they were handling things. I definitely didn't like them pressing me about doing a good job and actually like making sure the shit was done properly. I definitely don't enjoy that. So ended that job. Um, which was unfortunate because the money was actually really good. But it was just an environment where, for me, I was betraying so much of what I would have like preferred to do, and it was just a lot of like outgoing pressure for literally doing the thing I should be doing. Um, and it just wasn't a vibe. So I'm glad to be rid of it. It's why I don't really work for a lot of people in general, because like just situations like that, it's just like it's too dumb to me in most cases. Um, um, but where's I going with that? Right, I looked in the group chat afterwards after like the whole like separation and everything like that, and guess what? All the changes that I was proposing, all the stuff that I was telling them and talking about, turns out whole time after I dipped, they implemented all those changes, all of them. And I was happy about that when I saw it. Even though I was no longer working there, that wasn't gonna affect me. I was glad because it was just like that was kind of vindicating too. I was just like, yeah, yeah, y'all go ahead and take that L. Go ahead and take that L. But I'm glad I could have a positive influence while I was there. So for that much, I am appreciative. But let's get back to the video. I don't like working for niggas. Um, unless they like uphold the same level of like standard and quality that I do, and I actually appreciate working for them and they pay me enough and respect me enough for the stuff that I do, uh something I actually want to do. um Outside of that, I really don't like working for people like that. There's a whole laundry list of reasons. Like if I chose to be able to, if I had to work for somebody, then those are the like qualifications that I'm gonna give them. But if I have the option to not, I'm obviously gonna take the one that's not, because then I don't even have to worry about it, and I can implement the things that I want to actually implement in like the chain, which is why I run my own businesses and stuff like, because I want to actually be be the change I want to see in the world. You know, people like mistreating their employees and having like all this messed up company culture. I'm just like, hey, if y'all are working for me, I'm gonna literally like treat y'all like y'all actually deserve to be treated. Like you're basically, because you're the heart of the operations, right? So like, why shouldn't you be respected? Why shouldn't you be paid well? Why shouldn't you have the freedom of to like decide how you do your job? Like if possible, whenever possible, you know what I mean? But like there's just a bunch of things that I feel like a lot of regulations. This turned into something it wasn't supposed to be, but there's a lot of regulations and stuff that I understand where certain things come from that like companies have to abide by, to where like it creates certain uh hangups in the employee chain and stuff like that, to where it's like, oh, because they have to fund this part of this, because they legally have to supply this, they cut wages or something because they're not making enough money, or um but that typically I feel like happens when people grow faster. They grow faster than they can sustain good wages and good quality of life for the people that work there, and that's when it hurts the most. I feel like, because if you keep it small, you keep it tight, you keep the core solid, and then you just raise up from there. In my mind, that makes more sense than just trying to expand as quick as possible without the proper infrastructure in place to make sure that the people that are actually working get to expand with you. You know what I mean? But hey, um, that's why I'm talking on YouTube right now. I don't like that stuff, and I kind of feel where she's coming from. But let's continue this.
Stopped sending money, their relationship would be over.
I've invested
Oh,
my
never
savings.
mind.
Their
Okay,
relation made him
she said, "Hey,
a
yo."
massive red flag. If he stopped sending money, their relationship would be over.
She said, if you stop sending me money, you're done. That's cutthroat, man. That is honestly crazy cutthroat. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I've
But let's
invested my
proceed.
savings, my time,
If you want to
working
do
7
that,
days
if
a
you want
week.
to live like that, go
It's
ahead.
gotta
I'm
work.
not judging too crazy, but
I
I'm gonna
just
say,
feel in my
hey,
blood that it's gonna work. I just can't get her out of my mind.
But Caesar saw this
yeah,
as
I
proof
bet.
of their special connection. In his mind, he was being a provider for his future wife. He called Maria his soulmate and genuinely believed they were building something beautiful together, despite the fact that they had never shared a meal, never held
Said, if
hands,
you're not
never
giving
even
me money,
breathed the same
you're done.
air.
She's
Click.
kind, she's smart, funny. She makes me feel special. She is my soulmate.
The delusion ran so deep that Caesar couldn't see what
I
was
wonder where that
obvious
comes
to
from. I bet it
everyone
comes from a
else.
lot of places. I'm not gonna judge too heavily right now, just because like it's not. It's literally not like she's holding a gun to his head and being like, "You better pay me this month." It's like, no, if he doesn't want to pay or if he doesn't want to do that, he can just leave. So like, it's not crazy. I don't like it. I think it's too like, I think it's too zero sum. Personally, I would just be like, I'll be over it. I'll be over it super quickly because I'm just like, well, I mean, like, what's gonna happen when like somebody else comes and they just pay you more money than I do? You gonna go with them? And then I just lost a bunch of money for no reason.
Friends tried to warn him, his family expressed concern, even strangers on the internet could tell he was being scammed. But Caesar brushed off every red flag,
Hey,
every
Caesar,
warning
he's got a
sign,
strong name,
every
bro.
moment of doubt. Over those 5 years, Caesar sent Maria approximately $40,000. But even that number might be low. In later interviews, he claimed he spent closer to $90,000 annually on her, which would put the
Annually? How
total
much is he
wealth.
making? What does he do? Okay, so I guess he already probably has some stuff set up then. But no, he's like, no, he's a nail tech. I guess he gets tips, but like, what else does he do? That can't be the only thing he does. And he's sending her 90,000. Where's the rest of his money going? He looks like he's living pretty decently comfortable. So there's no way that he's like, he has to have easily over like, I would say like 130 probably.
Over $400,000.
Okay, yeah, he's moving crazy. He's got a lot.
I say about
Over
90.
how much?
The
Over how
total
long?
spent closer to $90,000 annually on her, which would put
Annually.
the total well over $400,000.
Okay, he's just doing math.
I say about 90,000 a year for 5 years. I'll say it's been about around there.
Okay, so he's making good bread though.
It was like $800 every 2 weeks.
Why doesn't he
Either
just fly
way,
her
it
out?
was life-changing
It's
money.
been 5 years. Why doesn't he just fly her out here? Does he not want to see her? Does he not want to be with her? What is he? I'm not gonna try to justify this. Look, I know it looks crazy, but people are gonna make some crazy decisions when they decide they're in love with somebody. So like, I can't really judge the guy, but like, you gotta make better decisions. If you're making it like, and he can actually afford to do that, then cool. But like, I'm looking at, for me, personally, this is just me personally. I'm not gonna judge too heavily how he decides to live his life. But me personally, if I'm looking around amongst my friends and family and see anybody struggling and I'm sending this girl $90,000 a year and not helping them, I'm going wild. I'm moving crazy. I am completely out of character. That would be wild.
That disappeared into the digital void of a relationship that existed only in
I'd have
Caesar's
to
and
just
Mac.
stop everything at that point, just reevaluate my life. Cause like, if I could honestly look at that and then be like, yo, I bet you all his friends and family are probably crystal clean right now. At least like the ones who like, I guess are around and like good to him. Not like obviously like people, if they're like, they don't mess with you, they've been scamming you, them messing you up and stuff like that. That's fine. You don't have to. I'm not gonna look at anybody crazy, but especially if he's got kids or something, like he's paying for kids or something, he's got child support or something. I don't know what he's got going on, but if he's sending $90,000 to her every year, he better have everybody around him better be good, bro. I hope. I really hope.
Nation. When reality finally crashed into Caesar's fantasy world, the collision would be spectacular. He tried to meet her numerous times over the years. Each time something would go
Tried to
wrong.
meet her.
Because, you know, I've always seen all your friends online. I haven't really, you know, to be able like to visit your family and get to learn a little bit about your culture there.
He spent too
There were
much,
visa
bro.
issues, early
She
emergency.
has him by the balls because now it's a zero sum investment. Now he's sunk cost. If he leaves, if he like messes up any inch and ticks her off, she could instantly cut him off and there be no trace on anything. And he just pocketed. He just dumped all that money in the garbage.
Scheduling problems, or
Granted, not in the garbage because like he is still helping her and like funding her life, which is like a thing. You know what I mean? But also, if she doesn't even care about him in any modicum, it is kind of a waste. I'm not gonna lie. She doesn't care about him at all. It's kind of a waste in his situation. If he's like losing it, if it's whatever, it's whatever. But if he's actually going at a detriment and costing himself and the people around him to invest in her, and she doesn't even care about him, that's tough.
work commitments on her end, one excuse after another. A steady stream of reasons why she just couldn't make the trip. Any reasonable person might have recognized these as
It's tough,
obvious
man.
red flags that Maria had no real plan to meet him in person.
I think
That's
it's a good
tough.
idea, but now it's really cold.
Cold,
Now it's
cold.
cold and it will
Hey,
be
we'll buy a
difficult to
jacket.
walk on.
Buy a $90,000 jacket. It ain't cold no more. But heat that bitch up. I'm trolling today.
To show my
It's
CV.
5 minutes into the
On top of it
video.
all,
Let me grab my water, man. We're only 5 minutes into the video. And this is already crazy. We're 21 minutes into the overall video, but 5 minutes into this video. And I'm already over it, man. Let me grab my water real quick. Okay. Okay, let's do it.
Maria suggested that if they were going to meet, it should be somewhere more romantic, like Mexico. Not Ukraine, not the US, but a sunny vacation spot where she could be comfortable. She said it so casually, as if Caesar wasn't already draining his bank account just to
Wait. I honestly feel like honestly that's not a crazy like thing to say. I'm not trying to defend her or anything, but like in that situation I feel like that's not a crazy thing to say. I don't know for that. I feel like yeah, I would kind of want to meet if I was dating someone like long distance, I would kind of want to meet them like on a vacation together. I don't know. Especially if they've been seeing each other for 5 years, I guess, but I don't know. It's not a crazy statement, but given her track record and everything else that's going on, I don't love it. I don't love it.
keep the relationship going.
I
Despite
don't
knowing
like
he
it.
worked long hours as a nail technician and had already sent her thousands of dollars, she wanted luxury.
Does he have
I
a
was
foot
planning
fetish?
to like spend time
I'm
with
kidding.
you
I'm not
at
gonna
a
put that on
romantic
his
place,
name.
you
That's
know,
crazy,
like
bro.
Mexico. And enjoy
Oh, she said it.
spend time with you like
She wanted luxury.
I was planning to like spend time with you like a romantic place, you know, like Mexico. And enjoy
Did she
each
plan it?
other.
No, you know, babe, listen, I understand that. You know, I love you.
Did
But
she plan the
when
trip then? Bitch, plan the trip then. Fly me out. I'm sending you 90K a year. Fly me out. Let's go to Mexico. Come on then. What's up?
be tough, you know,
Caesar's delusion finally reached its peak when he decided to fly to Mexico. After 5 long years of long distance
Please tell me they met. If they didn't meet, bro, this is gonna be the most insane, bro. If they didn't meet,
romance, he planned what he believed would be the perfect couple's vacation in Cancun, just for him and Maria. The plan seemed foolproof in Caesar's mind. He would
foolproof.
book Maria's flight from Ukraine, they would meet in this beautiful resort destination, and their fairy tale romance would finally begin in real life. He was so confident in their connection that he even bought Maria an engagement ring, convinced that this trip would end
That's
with
not
a
crazy.
proposal.
you make sure that's
That's
you.
not crazy. It makes sense. I feel like it's
Oh
been
my
5 years.
When Maria
If
arrives
y'all gonna
tomorrow,
do
I'm
it,
gonna propose to her
it's a good time.
because
I
I
feel
do
like
love her,
maybe.
and she's the most important person in my life.
The day of the trip arrived,
that's
and Caesar made his way to Cancun. Ring in hand, heart full of hope, he waited at the airport for Maria's flight to arrive. And waited. And waited. Maria never showed up.
I'm getting there after her, bro. Nah, bro. You gotta. Why is he getting there before her, bro? I guess it's nice to like flirt and see, bro. This is crazy, bro. I guess like he's such a trusting guy, right? Because in his mind, this is like it's going down. So I'm gonna show up, be a gentleman, show up there early, get her from the airport. So I can't expect him to be thinking in his mind that this can fall through at any point. Because like he's not thinking that. Because if he does, then that means the last 5 years are kind of like in question. And he's not gonna question that. So either I don't know. Maybe he's either trusting or delusional. I'm I'm willing to say it's a little bit of both. Think a little bit more into the Delulu side right now, though. Because confidence is key, you know. Sometimes you really do have to just pull up and be like, okay, if it were to go down, how would I do it, right? But this is just such a bad situation for him to be in because he's barely gotten anything from her, like anything tangible, you know?
You think she canceled the flight?
I have no idea what would happen. I just don't know what to say.
That's
I don't
so
know what to say
tough.
right now. Maria's supposed to be here in Mexico with me right now, but I just found out that her reservation was canceled.
When Caesar tried to call her, she didn't respond at first. He messaged her, and in texts, she simply denied canceling the flight. So Caesar took matters into his own hands and decided to figure out what really went wrong. He called the airline himself. That's when he found out the truth. The ticket had been cancelled because there weren't enough funds in his account.
You understand that the airline canceled your reservation, right?
It was canceled by the airline.
So he had to do it.
Yes, sir.
He didn't have the money.
But I don't. That's crazy now.
But even this humiliating detail didn't wake Caesar up to reality. Instead of recognizing that Maria could have called to explain, could have tried to reschedule, could have shown any concern for his feelings, Caesar focused on the technical failure rather than her complete lack of interest in actually meeting him. When Caesar tried to call her, Maria delivered the news with brutal efficiency. She told him their relationship was over.
Maybe somebody next flight we will meet.
So does that mean it's over? Is that it? Was it over when? So.
No explanation, no apology, no acknowledgement of the $5,000
Nah, get her outta here, bruh.
he had invested in their
Get her out of
love
here,
story.
bruh.
Just a cold final goodbye delivered over the phone to a man sitting alone in a Mexican resort. But Caesar's delusion was so powerful that even this devastating rejection couldn't kill his hope. Everyone on the internet thought Maria
Yeah,
wasn't
at this
even
point,
real.
bro. At this point, bro. Yeah, his sunk cost is going insane right now because that's a lot of sunk cost. He ran himself into the floor.
For 5 straight years, Caesar had been sending money, love messages, and dreams across the world, and people were convinced he had been catfished the entire time. It honestly felt like a classic case of a fake online girlfriend.
I don't like
But
this,
then,
bro.
just when it seemed
I don't
the
like
story
this.
couldn't get any crazier, the
Oh.
producers pulled out a secret card.
They
had
pulled
been
up to her?
hiding the whole season.
They pulled
In a
up to
shocking
her?
twist, they revealed an actual interview with Maria, and yes, she exists.
Because a lot of guys around the world want to date Ukrainian girls. They're beautiful and crazy.
Maria showed up on screen, very much real, but the surprises didn't
AI?
stop there. She calmly admitted that she wasn't attracted to Caesar at all. She even confessed he had been talking to other men behind his back the entire time.
During this time, of course, I would talk to other guys because it's normal. I cannot stop for only one man. When I
She's just an.
don't have ring on
She's
my
an addict,
tree.
bro.
What made it even wilder was
That's terrible,
if
man.
Caesar wasn't her type.
This is why you can't, bro. You gotta like. I get it, bro. There are a lot of great things in this world. You know what I mean? And pretty women are one of those things. But in my personal opinion, that only matters when the insides are pretty too, and they actually care about you. If those two things aren't there, doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter how pretty she is. If she's not yours, doesn't matter how pretty she is. Doesn't matter. If she doesn't care about you or want to invest in your life at all, doesn't matter. the looks might as well not even be there. You know what I mean?
Why was she even dating him in the first place? None of it made sense. Maria shares
Crazy.
her feelings with her friends
Crazy.
and doesn't hold back. She admits she's only interested in a man who can spend more money on her.
So it's like for Caesar, if he wants to have girl,
Nah, she's been watching the Pink Pill, bro.
he should understand that he needs to work and do something. Go and make more money.
And somehow, between the
Nah,
lines
she's been
between
watching
the
the Pink
comments,
Pill,
he
bro.
hints that Caesar never actually gave her as much as he claims. Most people would have taken Maria's rejection
She
as a
might be
clear sign
lying.
to move on, but Caesar's delusion had become a full-blown obsession with getting closure from someone who owed him nothing. But during the tell-all, Maria suddenly flips the script. She denies ever seeing any other guy, which of course doesn't sit right with anyone.
Everybody
The other
lying,
cast
huh?
members raise their eyebrows, and you can practically hear the collective
Big
sigh
lying,
through the
bruh.
screen. After everything she
Big
just
lying.
said, that denial sparks even more drama.
There is no guy.
You know,
Big
Then
lying.
why did she say there was?
Yeah.
Well, so who were you describing to us?
It was kind of a joke.
It was a joke?
Yes.
She denied receiving
Cap.
the full $40,000 he claimed to have
Cap.
spent, though she didn't deny receiving money from him.
There is no special amount.
You could check in his bank account. That the airplane said it was empty. So if you didn't get the money, who's get the money?
But not 40,000.
Would you
She's
say
lying. Nah, look at her
There is
smirk
no
when she said
special
that.
amount, but not 40,000.
Though she didn't deny receiving
She
money
said
from
there
him.
is no special
There is
amount.
no special amount, but not 40,000.
Look at the
would
way
you
she
say
smirked when
half
she
of
said
maybe
that. Now she's
20,000?
capping.
No.
Capping. The way she smirked when she said that.
Despite everything, Caesar still wanted to rekindle the romance. He said he hoped to bring Maria to the US just to prove to the world that she wasn't the bad person everyone thought she was. And when he said that, Maria's expression was something else.
that you know that she's a good person and that I still want to try and make it work and bring her here. And I know that she's upset.
She's a demon?
But I still want to bring her down here, and I want to show the world that she's a good person, and I still love her.
And when the host finally asked for Maria's side of the story,
Did she go?
She didn't hold back. According to her, Caesar had been playing the victim all along and made it seem like she was the cold-hearted villain while he was the poor, heartbroken
just
guy
manipulated?
just looking for love. She said he knew exactly what he was doing. By painting her as the bad one, he ended up getting all the sympathy from the cast, the audience, and pretty much everyone watching. Meanwhile, she was left to deal with the hate and judgment, all because of how he chose to portray her. Any normal person would have been devastated but grateful for
What's
the
the truth?
honesty. It was the perfect opportunity for Caesar to finally face reality and start healing. Instead, Caesar decided he needed to fly to Ukraine to confront Maria in person. Caesar spent months saving money for this trip, working even more hours at his nail salon, convinced that a face-to-face conversation would somehow change everything. He believed that if he could just look Maria in the eyes and tell her how he felt, she would realize they were meant to be together. When Caesar arrived in Ukraine unannounced, Maria was, understandably, upset. She had already told him on national television that she wasn't interested. She had made it clear that their relationship was over, but Caesar had traveled thousands
What's
of
going
miles
on?
to force a conversation
What's the actual truth,
she
though?
clearly didn't want to have.
And then we met at the hotel, and it was pretty.
I just don't
much
like this situation,
unreal.
bro.
You know, we both sat there like it was like
He
a
could have
dream.
done this, like. He could have done this during the first year, bro. Why are we waiting 5 years to pull up? That's not even the problem here. There are so many other problems, but all right, bro.
Dream. You know, we both sat and met face to face.
According to Caesar, Maria eventually agreed to meet with him at his hotel. They talked, they took photos together, which mysteriously got deleted, and she was polite but distant. She gave him hugs, held his arm while they talked, but maintained clear boundaries about their relationship status. But even during this conversation, Maria made another financial demand.
Did they record it?
She told Caesar that if he wanted any chance of a relationship with her, he would need to continue sending her $800 every 2 weeks. She repeated.
Hold on. Let's do some math. Let's do some math, right? So if that were true, right? 52 weeks. Let's do some math, okay? So let's just do 1600, right? Times 12. And we'll account for some stuff, right? 1600 times 12, right? That's 1 year. That's like 1 year. Oh, that's like 1 year of him spending on her from the numbers that were given earlier and the numbers that she herself just said, right? If he was potentially doing that and they were continuing their agreement, that would be roughly $19,000 a year, right? Roughly. Now we can give a little bit of leeway. Now multiply that by their 5-year relationship, and that comes out to around $96,000. So the 40K now looks a lot realer, a lot realer, a lot more real. That 40K is like a real figure, and so is 90K. But I don't think it was 90K a year like he was saying. Maybe, I don't know. But judging from these numbers, if he was paying her 800 biweekly for the past 5 years, I don't know when he started, I don't know when he stopped, but on average, even if you cut this in half, that's still what is half of 96? That's like 48. Is that right? Half 96 is 48, right? Right. So it's still over 40,000. Even if he only did half of that, what he was actually saying, he still paid her the 40,000, and she said that he didn't. She said there was no special number, but it wasn't 40,000. Now she didn't say it was above or below 40,000. So she could have been strategically lying. Cause like, yeah, if you added it all up, there's no way it would come out to be 40,000.00. That's technically correct. But he probably paid her at least 40,000 over the course of 5 years. At least, probably. We can at least assume that if that were the case, if he was paying her 800 every 2 weeks, that would kind of be the case. But let's see what happens. She said, this is so dumb, bruh. This is so dumb, bruh. She might as well just be a whore at this point. Like, if this is like what she's doing, if this is like how she's making her money, she might as well just be a whore or like a sugar baby or something like that. Just stop dating people. Like,
she told Caesar that if he wanted any chance of a relationship,
she even opened it back up. It's crazy, bruh.
Sending her $800 every 2 weeks. She repeated her
bro.
claim about not wanting to work in a corrupt country and made it clear that financial support was a requirement, not a request.
Then go be a
Caesar's
whore, bro.
response, he gave her $2,000
Look.
to help with her bills.
Okay. I thought he was going to say bi-weekly. I thought he was going to say like you tripled it or something. 2,000 though? That's more than like... But still, hey, if you don't want to work in a corrupt country, just be a whore, I guess. If you don't want to do that, there's more stuff though. I'm not gonna say that there's like nothing you can do. She could literally start a YouTube channel. She could literally do anything on social media. There are so many options. I don't understand. Nah, then it must be BS then. It must be BS. It must be BS. See, now I'm trying to like give everybody their fair shake, you know what I mean? But she's probably playing games. I'll just call a spade a spade.
Even after this trip, even after spending
She's probably just BSing and then smirking like, how much money is this guy gonna give me? I wonder if I can get him to give me. I wonder if I can get him to give me more. This is silly, bro. Stop.
Him, Caesar still couldn't see the truth. He described the meeting as dreamlike and meaningful, focusing on the physical affection rather than the continued financial demands and emotional distance. It took this humiliating...
How much money does he have?
...rejection for Caesar to finally...
I really low-key want to see him put his, like, his financial information, like, obviously, not dox himself, but, like, at least show some account numbers, right? Not literally his account numbers, but account balances. At least show some account balances. I'm just kidding. That would probably basically be doxing himself, because if, like, people start finding out he has all this money and they start trying to, like, run up on him or, like, take his money and stuff, that is pretty dangerous. But he's kind of flexing and just, like, talking about how much money he has, so I guess he's not afraid of that.
relationship
Not
with
saying he
Maria
should do
was
that or people
over,
should do that,
but
but
his
it does
pattern
kind
of
of
delusion
invite
was
that.
just getting started. Maria was rejection for
Granted,
Caesar,
he's
and
willing to
finally
trust a lot of
admit
people.
his relationship
Apparently,
with
or
Maria was over, but his pattern of delusion was just getting started. After finally
just
accepting
getting
that Maria was
started.
out of his life, Caesar briefly dated a woman named Aya from New Orleans. This relationship seemed different at first.
He
Aya
can
was
touch her.
American, they had met on Facebook, and there was no international distance to complicate things.
He could actually pull up.
Hey, babe, how you doing? Are you doing all right? Can you see me?
Yo, the fact that he's still on the show is crazy. Dating two girls. Two girls, same situation. During the duration of the show. Is this during the duration of one season? This is crazy.
Yeah, I can see you.
You look so beautiful.
Was he
tonight.
talking to her all the time, the whole time?
So how are you doing over there?
Aya. Oh, she's 21.
Pretty bored during this quarantine.
What year was this?
But Caesar's
It's like
delusion had
2020.
become a pattern, not just a one-time mistake with Maria. Even with Aya, he found himself in familiar territory when she started asking him for money.
How old is this other girl? Because I feel like he's low-key. Nah, he's getting taken advantage of. Because, like, I know how Gen Z girls are. A lot of them are demons. I'm not going to lie. That's no shame. But, like, well, and I'm not saying it's no shame. I'm saying, like, there are a lot of factors that have contributed to that. And when I say demon, I mean, like, so overly focused on money that it almost seems like no other aspect of life actually matters to them sometimes. And that's not just the Gen Z women. That's sometimes the Gen Z men, too. Especially because, like, that's a lot of their, like, only way to actually get with women around their age. And actually be seen as a man or seen worth value in anything at all. From what the majority of things that I'm seeing are. And though it's not true, there are plenty of people who are not like thinking about like, oh, this is the way the world is. Everybody has to be money, 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 focused on money only. You know what I mean? That's not the way the world is for real. You can choose to like remove that part of your brain's filter for the sake of like relationships and things like that. You can very much do that because no, you do not have to have like over 200K to be in a relationship with anyone. That's just not the case, because if you actually want to be in a relationship with that person, you can legitimately make it work with enough for you and maybe a little bit extra, because you can build stuff together, you know what I mean? But there has to have a willingness of both parties. And if anyone's just like, no, I don't want to do anything, you have to do everything, then you either got to like accept that or just go the other way. Or try to, you know, balance it out or do something like that. But because of like a lot of the situations that I was describing earlier with like the job market and things like that, which is why I understand what she's saying from like, if there's any sort of like genuineness to what she's saying, I understand that part. But that still doesn't excuse that fact. That still doesn't excuse the stuff that she's doing, stuff that she's like done to him. There are plenty of options. She could have literally been an Instagram model. She could have done a lot of things because she's very pretty, right? There's a lot of people that would be like, oh, you know what? I could see her as like a UGC influencer. She could literally go on TikTok right now, hop on TikTok shop and start throwing up makeup bottles and like face lotion and stuff like that and actually have a way to provide for herself. But she's not doing that. She's extorting random men for money and manipulating them. So honestly, I got nothing for you. Can't defend you anymore. Let's move on.
As direct as Maria's monthly allowance, but they were clear enough to trigger Caesar's past experiences. This time, however, Caesar showed a flicker of self-awareness. When Aya asked for financial support, he blocked her instead of opening his wallet. It seemed like maybe, just maybe, Caesar had learned something from his devastating experience with Maria.
Caesar blocked her.
This moment of clarity
Wait.
wallets. What experience Maria's territory when she made a mistake with Maria. Even with Aya, he found himself in familiar territory when she started asking him for money. The requests weren't as direct as Maria's monthly allowance, but they were clear enough to trigger Caesar's past experiences. This time, however, Caesar showed a flicker of self-awareness. When Aya asked for financial support,
Okay, I
Aya blocked
asked.
her instead of opening his wallet. It seemed like maybe, just maybe.
There's no reason for like. I'm gonna just be so for real. I'm gonna be so for real. If you're like, I'm gonna be so for real in this video. Like, if I have any girls watching, any Gen Z girls watching, or any girls that are like of any age, and you actually look like these girls look, even if you don't, right? Even if you don't, but especially if you look like any of these girls look, you, and I'm gonna say this with a period after every word, you have a career in social media waiting for you. You do not have to extort random men for money. You're just gonna be given money, and I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Caesar had learned something from his devastating experience with Maria, but this moment of clarity was temporary. Caesar's delusion was just looking for a new target, and it wouldn't take long to find one. Caesar was about to prove that his capacity for self-deception had no limits. When Caesar appeared on 90 Day, The Single Life, fans hoped they would see a changed man. He had been through therapy-worthy trauma with Maria.
Let's go.
He had briefly
Oh,
shown
I
good
thought he went to actual therapy. He said therapy-worthy trauma, but did he actually get therapy? Because I think he actually might need some help to recover from this. Because, like, he might have trust issues. I get it. The fact that he just outright blocked her, that's, like, one of the triggering things. Is like, okay, he might have some PTSD from that. Rightfully so, because he's just been pouring money into her. Which, man, I feel bad about that. Because, like, a guy his age, right? It's brutal, man. It was already, like, in the past, from what I understand, a thing for like older men to like get with younger women, and then like they kind of financially support them. But with Gen Z girls, with like their age, right? It's even more pronounced because of the societal pressures and actual financial pressures of the current generation. It's even more pronounced because it's just like, hey, money or nothing, kind of like a zero-sum game sometimes. So it's like it's even more brutal because he probably actually felt like, yo, this could legitimately get somewhere. And it's like not even like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. It seems like he's just now getting to the point where he's like, yo, I got all this money. I can kind of pick whatever girl I want. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm going to repeat something that I said at the beginning of the video. If she's not your girl, then it probably doesn't matter how much money you give her. Because if she can be bought, there can literally be a higher bidder. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's levels to it, right? It's not just like if she can be bought, da 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 da. Because like everybody has their own preferences. There's like a certain balance of someone saying like, okay, yeah, money matters, but these other aspects also matter. So it's like if you don't have any of those aspects, then the money doesn't matter. Or if you don't have the money, then these other aspects doesn't matter. But there's a balance. There's a keen balance. And some people's balances are way over here. Some people's balances are way over here. And some people's balances are around here. So, yeah.
He had been through therapy-worthy trauma with Maria, he had briefly shown good judgment with Aya, and he seemed ready for a fresh start. The show even sent him to Ukraine to meet women through a professional matchmaker.
W, that's actually so lit. Hey, that's actually so lit. W him.
And she's gonna help me find the love of my
W her too.
A speed dating event with
That's so
15
cool.
Ukrainian women.
Aw, yeah, because he likes his Ukrainian women. So maybe he get a better one than he had.
The outfit choice alone suggested that Caesar still didn't quite understand how to present himself authentically, but
because he's still wearing a suit.
Fashion misstep if it meant he would find genuine love. The matchmaker introduced Caesar.
He looks like a yo. He looks so funny, bro. He looks so out of place. Like he doesn't know what he's trying to do. Like he has the top, like the little half top hat thing. He has the suit, but then he has like a little bow tie. He's doing like crazy different things. It's hilarious. I'm not gonna judge it. Your drip is your drip, but I feel like he didn't put that on to be drippy. He just put that on because he felt like that's what I'm supposed to wear. That's probably where it came from. But he's an old man. I'm not really tripping on him for that.
It was his third date, Alona Sivriuk, who caught his attention. Alona was a personal
she looks sweet.
Fitness coach from Kiev who seemed genuinely interested in getting to know Caesar.
Personal trainer and
After
fitness
just 2 dates,
coach.
They decided to become exclusive.
That makes sense.
So, let's go.
Aw. Oh, and they're matching too? Nah, it's wraps. They're matching colors. Look at that. Nah, it's wraps. Hey, I'm genuinely happy for bro. Yo, please bag her, bro. What does that mean? What does that mean? Hey, fuck that hoe for me, five. I'm gonna have to edit that out. I might have to edit that out of the video, but if I leave it in there, I'll leave it in there. But still, that's that meme right there. I really genuinely hope he gets her, because she seems like she's so much better. Just like the look on her face, the look in her eyes, she seems just way more genuine. And even her line of work too. Like she's doing personal training and like fitness and stuff like that. That shows that like she, at least from what I understand, is one of those people that really values like their physical wellness, and like it subscribes to the belief that health is wealth, which is very true. And generally, I would say that a lot of people that do kind of more align with that are probably more a little bit grounded in the like fundamental aspects of life over the highly materialistic financial aspects of life. But that's just an assumption. That doesn't have to be true. That's just a trend that I've seen.
Okay. So, let's go. Okay.
Aww.
She's holding my hand.
Aww.
For a moment, it
Hey,
Caesar
W.
finally found what he was
Shout out to
looking
the show for
Alona
like
seemed
doing this
different
for him.
from Maria. She was accomplished, independent, and appeared to have.
Oh yeah, she's doing stuff on her own. Yeah. Hey, she's literally doing stuff. That's lit.
When Russia invaded Ukraine and Caesar had to return to America, they maintained their relationship through video calls and text messages.
Fly her out.
Caesar promised to return to Ukraine for Alona's birthday, and their long-distance relationship seemed to be working. Fans were
Fly her out.
cautiously
Please,
optimistic
no
that
more
Caesar
bad news for the rest of this video. Please, no more bad news for the rest of this video. I can't, bro. This gotta have a happy ending.
Caesar had finally learned to recognize real affection and build a healthy relationship.
Aww.
And I know we can build something special.
Aww.
With us together,
This is
we
so
can
cute.
do a lot of things.
But during the tell-all episode, Caesar revealed information that shattered any hope that he had grown or changed. What Caesar said next would horrify viewers and reveal the true depth of his delusion. During the
Please,
Single
no.
Life season 3,
Please don't tell me he left this girl to try to go get back with Maria because he had bread. Or worse, he like somehow convinced like his new girl to give him a bunch of money to give to Maria. Please no. Please tell me that didn't happen.
well, Caesar dropped a bombshell that left viewers
No.
stunned. He
Please
casually
no.
announced that he and Alona had broken up and that he was
Okay.
now dating two Ukrainian women simultaneously, Katerina and Stella.
Are you dating someone?
Wait, he's dating the Katarina? Wasn't that the matchmaker? Is he dating the matchmaker? Ain't no way.
Other than Alona right now?
Ain't no way he's dating the
Yes,
matchmaker.
2 women.
Holy.
You have 2 girlfriends?
Yeah, I got
You
2
got 2
girlfriends.
girlfriends?
Yeah, I got 2 girlfriends.
Bet.
But it wasn't just the fact that he was supposedly dating two women that shocked fans. It
Are
was
they both
the way
Marias?
Caesar talked about these women that revealed how warped his thinking had become.
Are they
described
horse?
Katerina and Stella as if they were products he was importing rather than human beings he was building relationships with. He talked about them coming to America to live with him and start a
Both of
family
them?
together as if their entire purpose was to fulfill his domestic fantasies.
Wait. I got no shame on having like polyamorous relationships and stuff like that. So personally, this part is kind of lost on me. But like, what? I don't know. I guess I just have to keep watching.
Probably they're gonna get pregnant.
Oh.
They're gonna get pregnant.
And we're gonna have kids. All right.
I've seen her before. Wait a minute. Isn't that the other lady from Ukraine?
And we're
Wasn't she? I think she's another lady from Ukraine, right? From a different season.
gonna have kids. All right. And we'll all have kids together as a family.
I'm about to break bro.
Why does he look like? Nah, I'm about to throw something crazy on him. Why does he look like he's got that Michael Jackson nose post surgery, and then he's also like in a '90s boy band? Let me go. Let me stop.
I'm about to break bro code. Caesar, you're talking crazy now.
Yeah, he
Cast
was.
member Natalie Morovtseva questioned whether these
Natalie,
women
yeah.
actually existed. Caesar became defensive.
Yeah, because she's from
He
Ukraine,
insisted
right?
they were real and that they were planning to move in with him. But his description of their relationship sounded more like a business arrangement than a romance.
Are they
I
whores?
think it's bull. I don't believe it. I think they don't exist.
It's
Go
not
to
even like
hell.
that. I think you're thinking
No,
of something
you're not.
different.
I'm not talking to you anymore.
Yeah,
I
you're
choose
thinking
my
of something
country.
totally different.
Whatever. I'm crazy. Yes.
I didn't even say nothing bad about your country.
The most disturbing part was how Caesar talked about Ukrainian women in general. He referred to them as his dream come true and suggested that American women weren't good enough for him. His comments carried undertones of fetishization and suggested that he viewed Ukrainian women as more submissive and manageable than their American counterparts.
Please, no. Don't tell me he's a red pill dude. Because he's starting to sound way more... He's starting to sound way more red pill as this arc draws out. He's repeating a lot of the same talking points he's having to start. I wonder if after that situation that he had with those girls, at some point he discovered the red pill and then just dove into it instead of like healing on his own and trying to like reevaluate how things appear from within himself and how he moves through the world. He looked externally to the first things that promise to help men find women that are like looked at as being simps and stuff, and that would be the red pill right now. And he probably did dive into that, even though he's wearing a blue shirt right here. That's just my guesstimation on what happened. He dove into the red pill. It warped his perception of relationships and women in general, especially probably women in other countries. I don't know if he got involved in the whole passport bro thing, but it warped him, it changed him, and it exposed some like thoughts, and he hasn't had a chance to heal properly. That's just my examination of it. Of course, you got your own opinions. I don't know the full story, but that's what I see right now.
Fellow cast members were visibly uncomfortable with Caesar's revelations. Debbie Johnson called him disgusting, and Natalie refused to continue talking to him. Even the show's producers seemed taken aback by the direction the conversation had taken.
No.
You're disgusting.
It's disgusting, Caesar. It is disgusting.
It's not even like that.
Bullshit. You have such a low opinion of women, it's really sad.
How do I not have no respect?
You think they can be bought and sold really easy.
But Caesar seemed completely oblivious to how his comments were being received. In his mind...
Well, I mean, he's not wrong. To be fair, to be completely fair to him, if I'm looking... if I'm looking at his situation, right? What other conclusion could he have come to from dealing with women like Maria? That literally said, oh, you got to pay me this monthly allowance or I'm leaving. And then proceeded to end the relationship, say she wasn't interested, only to, when they spoke again, say, okay, we can continue the relationship, but you have to pay me. What other conclusion could he have possibly come to after a situation like that? I'm going to just leave it there.
He was simply sharing good news about his love life. He couldn't understand why everyone was reacting negatively to what he saw as his successful dating strategy. The tell-all appearance revealed that Caesar's problems went far
This is
deeper
sad.
than just being gullible or unlucky in love. As fans processed Caesar's disturbing tell-all performance,
This is pretty
someone
sad,
dug up
man.
an old Facebook post from 2010 that revealed
Oh.
an even more troubling side of his personality. The
What
post
happened?
showed Caesar shirtless at his nail salon, wearing an unbuttoned leather jacket and low-hanging jeans. But it was the...
Wait, he owns the nail salon? Is this like a thirst trap, bro? Maybe that's why. Oh, wait a minute. I'm starting to see. Maybe my first comment about him was actually true. I'm yapping, so this isn't actually any defamation on him. I'm just yapping for the sake of yapping. But what if, right? What if this was his master plan? This is a perfect screenshot to frame this on. But what if his master plan was to start a nail salon, right? Right? Because who goes to nail salons, right? The majority of the users. Let's look at the user base. What is the gender metrics for nail salon usage? I probably don't even have to use this. but we're gonna get the point, right? Over 90% of nail salon customers are female. So, what if his grandmaster plan was to start a nail salon, get himself in front of all these females, right? And he has a foot fetish. If he has a foot fetish, what if he's hiding like a secret foot fetish? He's like, I can get them all in front of me. I can rub their feet. I can rizz them up while they're in there. And it'll be the perfect play. Nobody will ever suspect a thing. Because he's just doing their nails. That's crazy. That would be so crazy. But honestly, given what we're seeing right now, I haven't excluded the possibility. But I doubt it. It's there, but I doubt it. And I hope not.
Fans into a fury. Caesar had written about chasing after white women.
Whoa! Daddy is just relaxing, doing daddy's thing. Sorry. That's how real niggas do it. Chasing after white booty, not black booty. Vanilla cream lover. Look, I tried. I did try. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. Look, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. I really did. Trust me. I wanted him to actually not be wild. I wanted that. But sadly, he didn't allow me that. He didn't allow me that grace. Now I just have to look at him crazy. Because this is one of the painstaking things about being in the black community is that, not everybody has the privilege to be able to look within themselves and discover a sense of self-love that extends beyond the self-hatred that has been developed in various parts of American history towards black people and other people of color. And this is a direct manifestation of that. Back in 2010, direct manifestation of that. He's not crazy yet, but he definitely got a lot to figure out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Instead of black women, using crude language and racial slurs
Crazy.
to express his preferences.
He does kind of sound like Diddy though. He said daddy's.
Racism and misogyny that explained
He's got a lot. He's got a lot to stuff to sit down with and say, hey, what are we doing? That's what he needs to do. He needs to take a break from dating, take a break from women, or he can really do one of two things. Just go find whores. If he just wants to pay for it, you know what I mean. But he wants an actual relationship, is what I'm getting, because he actually wants to be in love. He's not just looking for play. So, yeah, honestly, just take a break, man. You got some soul searching to do. You got to look within. I don't know how long ago. I don't know if he still feels that way. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let it roll.
The caption showed that Caesar's obsession with Ukrainian women was about finding women who fit his racial and cultural preferences. He saw women as exotic prizes rather than individual human beings with their own thoughts, feelings, and agency. But even this damaging revelation...
I don't know if that's entirely his... Well, actually from 2010. If he posted that junk back in 2010, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Wasn't enough to slow down Caesar's delusional behavior. Despite the backlash from the tell-all and the resurfaced racist posts, Caesar showed no signs of self-reflection or change. He continued posting on social media about Ukrainian women, asking his followers to support various Ukrainian influencers and models. His posts suggested that he was still actively seeking relationships with Ukrainian women, despite the fact that his previous attempts had ended in financial exploitation, emotional devastation, and public humiliation. Caesar also began showing off his fitness transformation, posting shirtless photos and gym selfies as if physical appearance was the only thing standing between him and romantic success. He had lost significant weight during the pandemic, but his improved physical condition didn't address the underlying psychological issues that were sabotaging his relationships.
I'm not setting myself up for failure. It's like I've worked so hard to get everything together.
The fitness posts revealed another layer of Caesar's delusion.
Okay.
His belief that external changes could fix internal problems. Instead of working on his attitudes towards women, his financial boundaries,
This does kind of sound like the like he got wrapped up in the red pill.
or his racial biases, he focused on building muscle and losing weight. Caesar Mack's story is ultimately...
I mean, look, I'm gonna keep it a brick. There are girls that are gonna go for that, especially the way he's moving. There are plenty of girls that are gonna go for that. But is that just him coping and trying to get anything? Or does he want something more and he's just lost on the path of how to get it? I don't know.
About a man who chose delusion over growth, fantasy over reality, and prejudice over genuine connection. His journey from sympathetic underdog to problematic villain happens because he refused to confront uncomfortable truths about himself and his approach to relationships. The saddest part of Caesar's story is that he learned nothing from the experience. Each failed relationship...
Actually, I think he learned quite a bit. He just learned the wrong things. He said, all right, Maria left because I couldn't consistently pay her. So, you know what? And because she wasn't physically attracted to him. What if he did all this to try to get Maria back? That's crazy. Or to get more girls like her. I could see it. I could honestly see it. There's nothing wrong with, like, wanting to have superficial qualities within relationships. Nobody ever said that was a bad thing. In fact, I think it's quite fine. I think it's cool. It's enjoyable. You know what I mean? It's enjoyable to be like physically attractive, and to have somebody that's physically attractive. And it's also enjoyable to have money. But I think the core of those things, it all comes down to the why and the how. I think that make a lot of the difference. But that's gonna be the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know what y'all think. Should I say W video, bro? Yeah, I'll say. Did I? Yeah, I did. That's gonna be me signing off in a second. But I hope y'all had a good time. I definitely had a good time. Shout out 90 Day David for the recap. Appreciate you, bro. And yeah, be sure to stay tuned for the next one. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. I might start putting up more 90 Day Fiance type videos, stuff like that. I gotta actually catch up on some of the other seasons because I haven't actually seen a lot of them. But I might dip into that. Let me know if y'all like it. If you want to see some more. But that's gonna be it for me. Hope you had a good time. Catch you in the next one. Bye.